Hello shiny viewers, I am DS, your psychologist, and welcome to another episode on Channel NITT. As part of my due diligence, I have been watching many other MBTI channels. There is something that caught my eye that inspired this video. So many MBTI YouTubers mentioned that the ENTJ is actually very hard to date because the ENTJ is married to his work. The ENTJ is a workaholic. So there is a YouTuber that said, proceed with caution if you want to love an ENTJ. So in this episode, as an ENTJ, I am going to address two different things. So the first question is the ENTJ really a workaholic? The second question is, does this mean that the ENTJ has no time for love? So the first question is a very straightforward, definite answer. The answer is a absolute yes. So the ENTJ is definitely very dedicated to work. If you were to rank all the 16 MBTI types according to their passion for work, the ENTJ must definitely be in the top 3. So what really motivates ENTJs really varies from one ENTJ to the other. So maybe one ENTJ is very motivated to climb the corporate ladder. So another ENTJ may be driven by fame. So another ENTJ may be very driven to establish his reputation. Yet another ENTJ may be very motivated to become a successful entrepreneur. So in my case, I am very motivated to do a lot of things at once. So besides being a lecturer in psychology, I am also a practicing psychologist. I also want to do YouTube. I also want to write books. So this means that as an ENTJ, I am always occupied with work. In fact, I think it is very rare to find an ENTJ that doesn't like to occupy his entire time with meaningful things that he wants to do. So in my case, I find work very meaningful. So yes, if you like an ENTJ, there might be a problem dating this ENTJ or being in a relationship with this ENTJ because the ENTJ is so focused on work. So the second question is, does this mean that the ENTJ is not suitable to love? Definitely not. So as the saying goes, if a man wants to cheat, definitely, even if he's very busy, he will find time to cheat. Okay, that's just an analogy. So similarly for an ENTJ, definitely, no matter how busy he is, he will find time to love. But from my personal experience, I find that this becomes hard when you have an individual who is high maintenance. So when I am single, I would like to pack my schedule and timetable with as much work as possible. So my entire life is filled with work. However, if I start seeing someone or if I am in a committed relationship, I will definitely try to cut down on work. In fact, I will find time to go out with the person. The problem comes when the ENTJ becomes too comfortable with this person. So in a sense, the person might feel that the ENTJ is taking her for granted. What do I mean by this? So let's say we have been dating for 3 or 4 months already and then we are so used to each other. The next time I want to meet you, I might say, okay, I have a lot of work to do. Why don't I just come and meet you over for lunch? So I can meet you at 12 PM and then after that 1 PM I have to go. So many a times, many people don't like this kind of arrangement. Why only 1 hour of my time? They didn't see that from my perspective, this 1 hour is very precious time. I have set aside this time just for the two of us.
Just the two of us. We can make it if we try.
So based on my personal experience, people are not just satisfied with the extra time that I have actually squeezed out just for you. To me, if I have a very hectic work schedule, just squeezing out this 20 minutes to see you, I am really very happy. I thought you would be happy to see me even if it is just for this 20 minutes. So from this perspective, the person that is the most suitable for the ENTJ is one who is of low maintenance, probably an INTJ or an ENTJ. So I can imagine dating an INTJ. I say, okay, I only have this 1 hour to spare. She says, perfect. So there is another thing that could be a potential deal breaker with an ENTJ. Because the ENTJ really values efficiency. So definitely as the relationship progresses, it might turn stale. What do I mean by this? So if you have been following our channel for a long time, you will know that right in the beginning, around episode 40 something, there is a lot of playing about with music. So that was the time I just learned a little bit more about video editing. So I learned how to add sound effects. I also learned how to add additional video clips. So I was experimenting. So I was playing about. So right at the beginning of a relationship, this also happens to the ENTJ. I want to explore more. I want to go out with you here and there. But as things stabilize, you realize that I only have 4 major sound effects now. Last time, right at the back of the bed over here, I placed different toys. Why? Because I want to make the backdrop look interesting. Now, I don't bother. It's always the same dog. At least I changed my clothes, that's all.
Which exposed the
This happens because the ENTJ really values efficiency. So over time, the relationship will turn towards this mode. So it is very possible that there is no more variety, there is no more excitement. It's not that the ENTJ is not capable of this. He thinks that it is actually more efficient to do without it. So from the ENTJ's lover's point of view, the ENTJ doesn't love her anymore, doesn't love him anymore if you're talking about a female ENTJ. But you need to understand this is the normal state of an ENTJ. So if you don't consider the niceties and the varieties, there's one big consolation. If you are dating an ENTJ, the ENTJ is going to be very committed. See, after so long, after so much hardship, we are still doing videos. A lot of people would have abandoned YouTube altogether, but the ENTJ is committed all the way. Is it an indirect way of praising myself? Maybe. Okay, so you know, if an ENTJ has committed to you, definitely you will get a big part of this ENTJ. It's just that work is really very important for this ENTJ. But when an ENTJ has time, definitely it will be for you. But then from this video, hopefully you can understand that not everyone is suitable to be the ENTJ's partner. So at our channel, we have done a lot of ENTJ MBTI compatibility videos. We have done the ENTJ compatibility with all the 16 MBTI types. So if you are interested, do take a look. I hope that you have found this video enjoyable and insightful. If you have not subscribed, do consider subscribing so that we can bring you more ENTJ and MBTI and psychology. And for our existing viewers, thank you so much for supporting us so far. Okay, I'm going to sign off now and I'll see you in my next episode. Goodbye!